man, let's talk about should Detroit Pistons, if the Suns blow it up, consider DeAndre, Ayton, Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker in a possible trade. You know, people say, well, if they get the 5th pick or the 4th pick, or they don't get in range to get Scoot, Brandon Miller, or Victor Wembanyama, you know, should they slide in there and try to get and trade it for a known commodity? We had Jaylen Brown come up. We had other names that's available come up. Never know, Karl Anthony Towns might come up. But it's Kevin Durant, Booker, Ayton, Chris Paul, any use? I mean, you can start off with DeAndre Ayton. A lot of people like DeAndre Ayton last year. Obviously, I don't think it's no use for him. A lot of people are saying, well, Ayton is pretty good. Ayton is pretty good. And, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man, he ain't worth the type of money that he getting. And we all seen that. And we all know. I don't think it's no debate with people in DeAndre Ayton right now. The Pistons fans of DeAndre Ayton, bro, he just, I don't know, mentally soft, bro. Don't defend, don't score good enough, ain't aggressive enough on either sides of the ball. You know, and he kind of remind me of Andre Drummond a lot. I think Drummond is more naturally aggressive and a better rebounder, but that's in a better defender. That's saying a lot, but yeah, it's kind of who he remind me of a lot. Just seem to be mentally timid and mentally soft a little bit. So both kind of from the Caribbean islands. You had Bahamas, DeAndre Ayton, I believe, and Andre Drummond from Jamaica. Got Jamaican roots. So I don't know what it's about in them. It's, you know, they usually some tough, strong dudes, but them hooping dudes, I don't know. But, you know, nonetheless, to continue on, then you start like talking about Chris Paul. You be like, well, Chris Paul can help them because you can move Cade to the 3, and Chris Paul he can still shoot it. And Jaden Ivey, he can help Cade and Jaden Ivey grow, or you could bring him off the bench. I don't know if that's the role that he would play. He would want to play in this league and trying to help them out, but it could work in the starting lineup. But then again, you know, you just got Chris Paul there as a tutor and as the assistant and as an actual player coach, and that's kind of what he would be. So I don't know if you would force him into the starting lineup. You know, he's done a great job helping mature teams and helping speed the process up. I mean, he may be one of those guys that do the Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr, Steve Nash, and if he retired and he wanted to get a head coaching job, I think he would be phenomenal in the locker room for development. You know, because he's helped develop a lot of these dudes, and I think he can probably bring the best out of Cade Cunningham, but don't nobody know where Cade Cunningham at with his game right now, because last season we all seen he wasn't 100% when he was playing. So we don't know kind of where he at in his game, but in his development, but Chris Paul couldn't hurt. And Jaden Ivey couldn't hurt. And let's say they brought in Scoot and they wanted to move on to Cade or Ivey, that still wouldn't hurt. So, like I continue to say, man, he can't hurt the process. I mean, Cade Cunningham, his size just gives you so much versatility. You know, obviously his commitment to having to guard the wings would be kind of different. He ain't a bad defender, but it'd be different. It'd be a lot on him guarding those wings of the day. But it's something that could work. It's something they should look at. But I think Chris Paul trying to win a ring. I mean, I think you think Milwaukee, Miami, them just two teams that go to mind, and possibly Philadelphia if James Harden want to move on. So I think that's more of that. Devin Booker, it could work. He's great at distributing. He's great at shooting. You're going to get shooting. You're going to get a solid defender. You get somebody that can play the point guard position in spots. I mean, obviously, once again, you would have to move Cade Cunningham to the 3, you know, but Devin Booker can defend his position. Jaden Ivey can defend his position. So you upgrade there, and Cade Cunningham can either defend the wings of the day. Or do you go out there, you get a Cam Johnson, or you get somebody else, you know, to come back in and guard those wings and have Cade, you know, kind of do cross matchups. But I think that's interesting. Devin Booker repped the D a lot. He from Grand Rapids. I think he moved somewhere else, but you know, he's a phenomenal shooting, and he's a solid defender, and he's a great shooter. So I think it'll work. I think that will work. And you trade that pick in some, and you get him now. You know, how do I feel about moving, you know, Jaden Ivey, or how did I move about moving Cade Cunningham? Hey, whatever they feel like. But I feel like Cade is he's the planet that everybody orbits around. And I think even though his rookie year wasn't a full serving, even though it wasn't a full server, I think we've seen enough of those tangibles and intangibles to say, you know what, that boy got something special. That boy got something special, so. That boy got something special. So. I mean, yeah, we can get that. So Kevin Durant, obviously, that's a natural fit. You know, it's a position in need at the wing. Still an okay defender. Still can shoot it. Still can get his own bucket. With the problem with Kevin Durant, he kind of like damaged goods at this point. You know, I think it's time for him to change his game. A lot of people asking him to come off the dribble. You can see coming off that Achilles injury that he ain't the same guy. He's really good, but he's not going to be that 40-plus minute player anymore, scorer anymore. And you see him turning the ball over. He can't get by nobody like he used to get by people. So now for him, I think it's about kind of like turning to Ray Allen, turning to Kobe, turning to Jordan when they got a certain age. Just kind of playing it more, being more crafty, catching and shooting, posting, and being more crafty and being more efficient than utilizing energy. I think if you do bring Kevin Durant here, moving them off screens, and them pin downs and them curls and them ripping Reggie screens where he can catch and shoot. I think posting him up on the high post and on the block, and letting him kind of be more, you know, more of a catch and shoot and more of a post up player, and moving and not ask him to get on the wing and isolate as much. And I think when you need a bucket in critical moments, I think in playoff games, I think K can get you a bucket, but I think you can use Kevin Durant in those moments, but he's not 100%. So when you talk about Chris Paul and Kevin Durant, you got to keep them on a pitch count, and that's cool, you know. But that's more for championship teams, because you want them ready for the playoffs when you need critical buckets, that second round, that third round, in them finals. That's kind of when you need them if you're a championship caliber team. But with Kevin Durant, it's a seamless fit for the Pistons. But then again, there has to be some changes around there. He's gonna have to come in, and he could do this. And just like he did in Golden State, he don't have to take people off the dribble. You want him spot up. You want him to kind of post up. You kind of still want him to be a solid defender, but you don't want him taking people off the dribble as much. You don't want him isolating as much. You kind of want him to kind of be more of the efficient type of player, where he posting and getting the bucket, where you catching and shooting, and you not having him necessarily go one-on-one. He moving without the ball, doing what he got to do. So doing no isolation one-on-one plays where he isolating all the time and taking people off the dribble. That Achilles, the way he built, you know, that how slender he is, that Achilles is not going to allow him to be that guy anymore, and that's okay. He could be that guy in spots. You got K, you can go on the wing and get you a bucket. You got Ivy, can get you a bucket. You got, if Bojanovic don't get a move, he get a bucket. So he don't got to come here and be that guy. But if I had to rank them as far as fit, I think they all, outside of DeAndre, Ayton, obviously Wiseman and Durant. But even then, I told y'all he was a sucker. And I don't think he could change that. But outside of him, I think all three great fits. I think from a positional standpoint of view, Kevin Durant being a 3 or 4 still a great fit. He still could defend the rim. He still could defend a little bit on the perimeter. It's a great fit. But I think Devin Booker, just from overall talent point, you say who would you give up the most for? It's easily Devin Booker. I think he come to Detroit, you move K to the 3, you put him at the 2, K the point forward, your backcourt, Ivy and Devin Booker. I think that's satisfactory defensively. I think they really could be all defensive first team type of players if they tried. K at the 3, kind of being a Grant point forward. And then you got to ask yourself who I can get at that 4 that's going to defend. Like I said, I like Porzingis if you don't get Victor Wembanyama. I like Porzingis. You know, if you can get Jeremy Grant here, who gonna defend and not want to be a fucking scorer, he ain't gonna be that guy no more. So let's not even speak on that. But it's all about who you get at that 4. You know, if you can get Cam Johnson kind of swinging that 3 and 4 range, you might be able to get away with it, because you still got a guy like Wiseman, Durant, and you still got, you know, you still probably want another thicker guy at that 4 who can defend the 4s. And maybe you could swing PJ Tucker over here, you know, kind of to give you that little nastiness. I like PJ Tucker, Patrick Beverly, to kind of get his team that little nastiness too. But yeah, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul in that order, DeAndre Ayton last. So hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple, Spotify, and Anchor. Appreciate the love and support. I'm on TikTok too. Peace.